and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our Resistance playthrough, where we just had our second space battle with the aliens. We got our fleet back at port, well, on its way back to port. It'll be there in just under a day, and we're gonna undergo repairs, and made that fleet continue to be successful. We are also tech-wise trying to save up for inertial confinement fusion reactors, tech-wise. 6 here is not the best one, it's the second to best one. But I believe we should be able to upgrade 6 to 7, and the drive from 6 to the drive from 7. So we're probably, as soon as we're going to get the drive from this one, we're going to go ahead and design a warship. Mainly to replace our current ones, because our current ones have poofed the entire Fizzle reserve, and we had a few thousand Fizzle sitting around. So yes, we want something that is not going to burn through all the Fizziles. Go places. Right? We don't have something that's viable for traveling planet to planet. We got something enough Delta V on hand that it can happily engage the aliens in the gravity wells they're in, and or potentially redeploy if I need to deploy say the Mars fleet to Earth. That's bearable, but not much more than that. America's going pretty well, although the nuclear deployment that went off on the planet had damaged the GDP, so we're below 50,000 per GDPC, but that should recover fairly quickly with our economy investment here. And then from a region standpoint, I think we only have one without space defenses, so as soon as that's done, it'll stop investing in space defenses and focus primarily on environment, knowledge, and economy. And we may soon actually get the sustainability in America to 10, at which point we'll probably stop investing in sustainability. The reducing your expenditure per month or whatever is a little bit better than the one-off removal you could get from spending environment once you're over 10. We want to get it down to 10 so then we can just sort of splurge the economy here without any real drawbacks. Although at 9.99 we are basically spending the economy as hard as we're spending the environment, which maybe is slowing down the rate which we're fixing the environment, but that'll probably be close enough. Okay, and we're going to try to move. Being in the 500s for Fizziles in the 2040s sounds like not a lot. Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. We were in the thousands. We burnt thousands on refueling the ships. I wasn't paying enough attention to that. But yeah. China here. What did it come over to China? Oh no. Aliens here. We're going to try to break off some nations off of the alien administration, which shouldn't be too hard to do with just raw unrest. Our guys at 25 command can push it up to 75 or 71% pretty easily. So that's what we're going to do. Try to ship some bits off of China.
Help them.
Or off of the alien administration. Not off of China. It's arrived at the intermediate orbit, undergoing repairs. Will be done in like 4 days. That's good to see. And then it can do a refuel option. No, it's apparently we had some reactor damage, so we're going to spend it
on our target.
Repairs. We could do a resupply, although it's mostly money being spent there. We'll hold off on that. As long as we repair, that's good enough.
We now have a spy in their ranks.
We have a spy in their ranks?
Standing by.
The uprising is underway.
Their leaders remain in power. The revolution is coming.
suppose tech-wise, there might be some techs we can pick up to better raise unrest in the Alien Federation, which is maybe something we'll look into. So the resting point for them is actually now below 0, so we will have to actually work to break bits off of them. So spending like 3 doing it at a time is what we're going to need to do. Although as we break bits off, that'll remove armies and such, so... Can you public campaign in the alienation? You could. Not very well, but you could. I suppose money, not too much of an issue, so we burn money, but we're not going to do that either. What do I want you to do? Probably public campaign in our nations. Are we actually at the point where we can do... We might. Priority? No, policies. Federate with... no. Haiti is 8th of January. We want to go at least more cycle, because I suspect you would probably act with the set national policy before we would want it to. You're looking pretty good. You're obviously us.
Ready for my mission.
Can I have you stabilize China before China becomes a unstable mess? Yeah.
We'll turn down the heat.
And you don't have stabilize or destabilize. Can we get an org to that effect? The answer is probably no. Well, stabilize. We ideally probably want the unrest one as well, but... Oh, because your hometown's in the Alien Administration, we could probably actually get stuff from the Alien Administration countries. Although the Siberian Tiger is here, it's probably ideal we had government on you. Do we have government on you? We do. Okay. So we can take, say, Majestic Investigations off. Yeah. And then we could put on the Siberian Tigers for... Oh no, that's stabilize. I was looking for... Increase unrest we'd like. Which we can get because we have, technically I think that's... Based on the country there, I think that's, Pakistan? Granted, Pakistan's part of the Alien Administration right now, so... It wouldn't be too surprising. Take you off. We'll grab Inter-Service Intelligence. And that gives you increase in rest. Yeah. I'm a little bit tempted to take the mining bonus off for the moment. Just put the mining bonus on someplace else. That's fine for the moment. We could put Siberian Tigers on you so you can get stabilized as well. Max out your investigate again with a mission like that. And then you can have the mining bonus. Okay. You're another one. You've got increase in rest. Which is what we have in stabilize. Okay, so for keeping our nation stable and destabilizing the alien nutrition, you're already fine. Although you don't have government, so we can't put things like Joint Task Force 2. To boost that command. Your steel project, other than it being a 1-1, that's not super interesting. So let's actually clear that so we got a little bit of space in the pool. And you literally don't need command, so this would mainly be to give you assault alien acid or something, which you already have. Yeah, you don't need that. Okay, we can put you on, and I'll give you some useful stats. Okay, so you now have increase in rest, although we need it to be better to do it against the alien administration, right? In the meantime, you can also do stabilized nations. You can do things like trying to keep China stable, or keep Mexico stable, or improve the stability in Haiti, which is pretty bad.
Safe.
Okay, let's confirm assignments and move forward.
Lending my expertise.
If we can train these guys up to 25 command, then we can do it with like 5 or 6 counselors on targeting the alien administration, which should cause the alien administration to fall apart. You've arrived in low Earth orbit, not immediately a problem. You're coming for Spartacus, you're coming for the war fleet. Which is fine. We can fight you, that's not gonna be a problem. We engage, they're coming for us, we start a battle. And yeah, 10 really moving real slow, I think is fine for us. We want to have some motion, because it's a little bit weird trying to get these guys to accelerate. Of course, it's good up. We can't get it right back to 100 again. There we go. High wall's fine. There we go. So there's the enemy fleet. Biggest thing they got is a battleship. We still have the Coil Titan. We'll fire that on the battleship. Obviously, Padlock. And then we'll command the rest of the ships. Get those lasers going the right direction. We do, once again, probably want to fire at small ships first to prevent them doing flanking maneuvers. So we'll say focus on the gunship and Padlock, and we'll start drifting. Siege coil open firing. Thousand kilometers where the main laser batteries open fire. Corvette destroyed. Open fire on the gunship if we can. Gunship destroyed. Fire on the damaged Corvette. Whoops. And fire on the damaged Corvette. Another one destroyed. Damaged one down there. Try to take it out of its misery. It's down. There's another damaged one down there. Take it out. Finish the one we got noise basically pointed at. Okay. So there's a couple more flankers that have gone weird ways. Do want to deal with those first. Yeah, we're only just crossing the 1,000-kilometer range, so the plasma won't be rejecting the line ships yet. Okay, one more flanker. Try to deal with it. Okay, now we want to redirect towards the line until reinforcements come in. Farthest forward ship is that cruiser? That cruiser. Ships turn towards it. Yep. Coil ships had bad day. Apparently the aliens don't like my coil ships. Has it lost its forward weapon? Yeah, it has. Okay. Might as well just assign the entire ship and point them at the same target. Okay, that ship's dead in the water. Pick a different target. Damaged battleship. Oh, I think it's already dead in the water. Okay, target a different target. I think the target we're firing at is already dead in the water. Different target. Okay. Plasma has made that one dead in the water. Pick a different target. Ships complete. I don't. I'm doing targeting with one ship. Okay, that would make our firing a little less effective. Enemy does have reinforcements. So there's a decent possibility of more coming in. Really? Did you just deselect all the ships again? There we go. Here's the reinforcements coming in. barely even redirected fire, and it's already been dead in the water. Too much PD? My PD or their PD? Because we got a lot of PD. We're mostly firing plasma, so a lot of our stuff is not very... well, a lot of our batteries are plasma, right? So we've only got one coil ship, so once the coil ship doesn't have enough to get through the PD reliably. But most of the rest of the stuff is running lasers, so we've got plasma attrit the armored stuff down. Here we go. Okay, so we can either engage the reinforcements, which are actually outside of effective firing range right now, or we continue to destroy the dead ships. So let's continue destroying dead ships. Pick the guys apart. Oh, that's the battle station behind us. I'm seeing shots coming behind us, and I'm wondering if one of the flanks got behind us. Answer is not yet. Okay, all enemy ships are on the field. There we go. Okay, so we got a bunch of flankers coming in that are crossing the ideal firing distance for us to engage them, just in time for us to have a field day cutting them up. I'm back to only having one selected one. That's why we're not getting very effective fire on the target. Okay, we got a bunch of flankers coming in there. They're a decent distance out. Probably want to engage the line ships at least until they close. Redirect fire towards that monitor. It's just the flankers are just flying straight ahead. They're not actually turning towards us. I'm hitting the battle station gate. It's flankers. That's what's going on. Okay, never mind. Let's engage the flankers. They got close enough. Here we go. Flanker's gone. Redirect fire on the incoming line ships. We can see RPD blowing up their kinetics inbound. It was good to see. I was about to say, I'm surprised that ship is not dead, but now it is. Redirect fire to the next ship. The monitors, of course, don't have enough armor to be a real threat. Okay. We're basically just waiting for the lasers to be effective here to cut them into bits. And pretty much there we go. Another alien fleet completely destroyed. Only at the cost of the Coil-class Titan getting rickety wrecked. If I wanted the Coil Titan to be more effective, we just need more Coil Titans. I got the balance wrong of building this fleet, so we have too many lasers to too few coils, which is why the coils don't really do anything here. Which seems to be working because the the ultraviolet phaser lasers, backed up the plasma cannon or plasma batteries, is doing decent work on enemy fleets like this. Okay, do a quick repair cycle. 3.12 days. Munitions depot blast. Accidents happen. Accuse another person, or, you know, do the investigation. We should do the investigation. Investigation was thorough, but all accounts was nothing more than a case of negligent storage methods. Okay.
Violence is abating.
We've completed their purpose.
We finally understand why they are here, Commander.
We've completed determine their purpose objective. Translate notes. We have analyzed the Hydra's response to our previous interrogation and have overcome several hurdles. We have added words to our vocabulary and believe we should now be able to convey and understand slightly more complicated concepts. Begin translation. Query. Clarify. Subject. Reason. Neutralize threat. Human threat negative. Incorrect. Human threat negative. Prioritize threat is still threat, or potential threat is still threat. Untranslatable dictates that infancy preliminary stage is an ideal stage to neutralize threat. Confidence assured. Humanity exhibits aggressive, unruly behavior. We recognize this pattern. Interstellar aggression is a matter of time. Statement objective species threatened unity resistance. Incorrect. Untranslatable factions under our influence, lack of consensus. Humans flee your solar system. Humans subvert your resistance for profit. Humans fight to advance our goals. Certain. No consensus. No victory. Statement. Consensus lacking. Irrelevant. Human resistance end negative. Factual. The salamanders believed the same. Now they serve the Hydra. Anger. First threat to strike the Hydra. First threat subjugated. Many resisted. Those salamanders you see now are fortunate. Salamanders who do not obey/submit reduced to tribalism. They will never again be permitted to become a threat. Prideful. Boastful. Likewise, the Griffins, before our control/guidance, they nearly destroyed their species. Knowledge of biological weapons could not be permitted to leave Griffin homeworld. Corey, Salamander, Griffin, human subjugation, reason, clarify. They're not wrong about human speak unruly. Yeah, well, we've seen nuclear weapon deployments on the planet, so we're not even necessarily friendly to ourselves. Wistful melancholy. The salamanders took our homeworld. Hostility, fear drove them to genocide. Fire, horror, scream, disaster consumed judges, dancers, untranslatable artists, hydras, beauty culture history, gone in instant, resolved. Remaining hydras on colony and habitats reached immediate consensus. Never again. So, part of what you can derive from this is the salamanders, out of hostility and fear, basically tried to kill the Hydra off, and destroy the planet in the process. So, yeah, the Hydra are not going to permit potentially hostile alien resistance anywhere.
We were unable to increase security.
And we don't have the fuel to... Well, it did partial resupply when I did the repair. We got enough to sit where we are. The aliens want to come to us, the aliens can come to us.
Death to tyrants!
Long live the revolution! The people will be free!
Long live the revolution! Control point lost. Lost a point in Bangladesh, that's fine. Victor 1918 has arrived at low Mars orbit. It's just one ship? Oh, and here comes another fleet. That's not just one ship. Although, if they're not engaging us, they're not engaging us. We'll let them sit at Mars. Okay, now they're engaging us. So they're bombarding one of our locations. That is intolerable. So we send in the Mars fleet. Engage Victor 836 or 1836. We're gonna arrive in 2.3 hours with less than a Delta V expenditure. I think that's worth the burn. And we engage if they hold. They are willing to fight. They did, in the meantime, destroy the nanofactory, which we can repair. That's quick enough to repair. Okay, so we get to pick what we want to leave in reserve. You want to come in hot with coils? Yeah, probably. Whereas... Okay, so let's go high wall. I want to select... I want to reduce the number of PDs. We got 4 PD class Titans here. We'll swap those out with coils. Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, we're leaving 2B PD class Titans in reserve and one of the coil ships in reserve. Bringing 4 coils in, bringing 2 PDs in, and bringing 4 lasers in. And we will advance the enemy, but not really fast. Here we go. And yes, that does appear to be how it works. Okay, so let's have the coil flagships. 7 will focus on the Lancer. We want the Lancer dead. And the PD lasers will have focus on the Corvettes coming in. Then we let time advance slowly. We have reinforcements, they have reinforcements. They don't actually have that much more reinforcements than we do. Though, we don't really want to lose any of our ships. So, if we actually get to bring ours in, something has maybe gone wrong. Coil rounds, siege coil rounds going. Which is why their flanked ships have already started evasive maneuvers. Enemy ship destroyed. Yeah, sure, engage that flanker. No coil rounds have yet hit the enemy line. Oh, we blew it up. No, it's still there. Okay. Oh, we lost a ship. Lost one of the coil ships. The enemies really don't like my coil ships. Yeah, the coil ships are the heavy hitters, assuming you can get the rounds through. One thing this fleet's kind of got going for it is with the lasers. The lasers are running lasers and plasma. So the plasma chips the armor away, so the lasers can actually cut things up. Otherwise, they'd be pretty bad at trying to kill ships with any real armor on them. Whereas the coil ships, in theory, don't have that problem. The problem they have is, you know, you got to get the coil rounds, enough coil rounds at the target to penetrate the PD. Which, when they outnumber you, can sometimes be a bit hard. Right, so that's siege coils that are trying to get through to the Lancer. Would you please go make space bases? Yeah. Oh, we lost another one of the coil ships. The aliens really don't like me coil ships. Okay. Looks like most of the flankers have been driven off for the moment, so I should turn the laser ships towards the main battle line coming in. Oops. Sometimes if the if the ships are, my ships are behind the UI, you can click through and then randomly select one ship out of them when you want to select more than one. A little bit of an issue when that happens. Ran another ship. Disabled. Redirect fire. So the coil ships will also probably be better on a quicker approach than I'm doing. I'm doing this approach because it makes the laser ships effective, not necessarily because it's good for the coil ships. It may be, but that takes a lot more micro. And you still need to run quite a bit of armor to make the your flankers work. As you can see, these laser ships, I've been successfully cutting up the alien flankers. They'd be even better at doing that to me than I would be to them. At this point, we've gone ahead and basically disabled every ship except for the one the coil ships were originally firing at. Okay, one of the coil ships still has its main gun. At this point, I should probably turn the laser ships around to fire at the flankers that come in around from far behind. Instead of focusing on cutting up the destroyed ones, or the disabled ones. Yeah. But apparently the ships are already telling me that, because they don't turn around very quickly, that we're barely going to turn to face them. Because they're going to fly past us and be in our frontal arc anyway. Well, on an attritional exchange level, I think this is still going in our favor. Although, I don't think we'll make enough in salvage from this battle to replace the losses. Coil ships are decently expensive. So this was definitely a, relatively speaking, decisive battle. So I think a couple enemy ships may have actually run for it. Which, if you're getting catapult like this, I would totally imagine is a semi-reasonable thing to do. Oops. Okay, so, yeah, we didn't destroy everything. 1 damaged ship, 2 damaged ships escaped. So, entire enemy fleet except for 2 ships destroyed. And yeah, that doesn't pay the replacement bill, unless you consider exotics worth that. Well, maybe you do consider the exotics worth the volatiles we lost in the armor there. I can totally imagine that. We lost 2 ships. The repair bill will be trivial, so that'll cover the repair bill. Then we got 100 exotics, which is far more exotics than the 2 ships we lost worth. So yeah, not too bad of a fight for us. And it was a fight where they came to us. They thought they were, well, vaguely came to us, because technically they came to our hab, and then we responded by jumping them during the bombardment of the hab. So let's go to Mars. We do have a damaged hab on Mars. Let's figure out which hab that was. Not that one. Should be fairly easy to see, because it's, we know the nanofactory there got destroyed. Although I do need to be careful, some of the habs that we took from people have things that we never want to really replace. Not that one, that's the one we're looking at. Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, some of the ones we assaulted with the Marines have got random modules on that we don't care about. Random destroyed modules on them that we don't care about. Yeah, okay. Political unity in the United States, North America. Focus on warfare, focus on science funding, or defense funding. Science funding. You got back to your station. You'll be repaired in 6 days. So all the damage other than the destroyed warships can be replaced within 6 days. And then we'll be waiting for them again.
I'm here.
Where do you need me?
Your orders?
Ready for my mission.
Ready.
Go ahead and do set national policy on the United States.
On my way to the capital.
Then we can bring Haiti into the Federation. And then the integration of Mexico is 16th of April. I do 1 XP here. What do I want to do with you? And you're already doing increase in rest and destabilize. So, question, of course, then comes, and we can't take those off of you, so that's good. What do I want to do with the orgs? Can't give a command. We could potentially give you some more espionage. We can take an espionage order off. Yeah, let's give you more espionage. We can take an espionage org off. Allows you to put any 2 org on, although we don't have any necessarily for you to put on right away. Maybe say, well, hold on to that open space. So that's 11% mining. So we could replace a 3 with 11. Yeah, let's do that. 3 with 11. Of course, I don't have the money on hand. We can sell one of the orcs. We presumably don't really need you. Is that enough? 1.2. Okay, so presumably we need to round up a little bit more than where we are. Here we go. Yep, let's get back to advancing time. Again, we're kind of waiting for one more drive where we start building another wave of warships. And apparently I could do with more space money.
Offering counsel.
So I'd probably would probably benefit from, you know, some space hospitals. Okay, 740 is repaired. That ate a bunch of our volatile, or a bunch of our radioactives we don't have, which is why why we're basically broke.
Order is returning.
Long live the revolution!
We were unable to instigate an uprising.
Ooh, we actually had one of our counselors arrested. We'll have to go let them out.
The uprising is underway.
That will set us back a little bit, I think, with trying to raise the insurgency here.
Policy direction complete.
Oh, I thought we would have been able to federate here. What's wrong with Haiti? Yeah. Haiti is ally. Oh, we don't control the executive. Forgot I need to wait until the executive is done. So that's another 93 days. Okay, don't do a repeat. I may send you to try to go buy like radioactives with someone because the radioactives being gone is a bit of an issue. Just a bit. Annexing Argentina. Yeah, we gotta send someone to go let our guy out of jail. It shouldn't be too hard to do. Oh. Game's getting that hung up there. Nuclear test into the place, because of course there is. That's interesting. They have rivaled some of the nations that I've tried to be making allies of America.
Standing by.
I think that's the prerequisite to actually declare, usually. So they might be planning to try to declare on those nations. I want you to attempt to extract those guys. That guy. Maybe you want to do it with a different counselor.
Restoring order.
You're probably one of the ones that's doing the
Ready.
unrest rising. Yeah, 85%. We can pay 4 now, like 93.
We'll bring them home.
Reporting in.
Anyway, let's have you continue trying to stabilize Haiti, because it's fairly unstable.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Didn't intend on having you build exofighters. Space defense is probably fine. There we go. Probably enough welfare done for the moment. We'll work on sustainability. 200,000 tons there versus 1.3 mil in America. Yeah, so more work to do in America than there is in Mexico, although America in theory is probably doing it faster. No, Mexico is probably doing it faster than America. (23rd of August), so near the end of the year, we're gonna get this, and then we can start working on the drive. Okay.
Offering assistance.
Space defenses, Japan. It's good to see.
We got them out.
We got them out of custody. That's good. Extract counselor successful.
Things are cooling off.
Hab module complete. New battle stations for Guadalupe, Victoria Station. Why didn't you have... Oh, because the reactor farms haven't come online yet, apparently.
Our efforts didn't have any effect.
They're supposed to come online today. Surprised. There we go.
The people will be free.
So now we've got more energy research. That jumped us from like 75... Oh, no, we're up in diminishing returns. Apparently we have energy elsewhere. Probably have some tier 2 ones over at Mars. Got more life support, got more information science. And this module is reasonably cheap to sustain. Yeah. Costing us 49 in total. A little bit from the farm itself, a little bit from the battle station. The reactors cost some. The energy costs some. Okay, so the energy is where 30 of the 49 is coming from. And then there's 9, so that's 39, and the rest is probably sums up to like 10. Okay. So yeah, more boost, more knowledge, more welfare. Go to Earth. Let's try to build up another one around Earth. I've got some radioactive, so I can probably run the fusion power plants again. Or though, might be tempting to try just to run solar farms. We'll see. Another low Earth station. Scroll to the top. We want an admin complex. We're going to want an agricultural complex and a battle station. Minimum. We'll save those 2 spots for power. Basically, we'll save the inner ring areas for power. So we want basically 9 different things we can add here. We already have energy, info, life. I'm a little bit less worried about military, so we can pass on the materials for the moment. Media is public campaign. We probably do want some public campaign bonuses. Let's grab a triplet of that. Military science specifically makes our militaries better now, which is something I actually prefer a little bit over military, because I tend not to invest in military, but making the troops 0.3 better is not bad. I might come back to that one, though. We're not going to do research. We're not going to do nanofactories. Although, economy is tempting. We've got a lot of things we need to fix before we start raising wealth in mass. Government. We could probably pass in government. Is that really all the tier 3s? What about... Oh no, the solar farm. Okay, no, there's still some more. Space hospital! We should probably build some space hospitals. Although... I maybe don't have the boost to support that. I don't have the boost to support that. In fact, we're running boost negative. Okay. So don't do space hospitals, because we don't have the boost for that. Space science. Mission control priority. Probably should do that. Xenoscience is finding the aliens, which we probably do want if they're in our territory. That's the tier 2 version of media centers, which will help in the money. Okay, we'll do the Xeno. And then we'll do space. And we need to generate 1,200 power, either via solar farms, and this is in 8 slots, or by fusion reactors. Let's use solar if we can do solar. Yeah, we can do it all with solar. There we go. And obviously we need to generate some more boost if we can. So that's actually something we will probably come down to America and say, hey, America, can you invest a little bit more in boost? Please and thank you. Okay. Paramilitary violence, denial involvement, crack down on them, or support them. China is accused of supporting paramilitary violence in the Peshawar region, which is the alien administration. We support. Alienation gains +3 unrest, yes. We are supporting paramilitary violence against the aliens. We support the resistance.
Ready for orders. We will bring it down.
What's the op?
It's time to bring it all down. Reporting in.
Okay, what's the date for unifying Mexico into the United States and North America? 16th of April. Not this month, next month. Your 60 days to become part of the Federation. It's time to bring it down. Yeah, this is the case with the alien administration. It is definitely time to bring the alien administration down.
At your service.
Can I have you try to reach out to one of the friendlies? Say Exodus. Let's see if Exodus is willing to give us some exotics. Do with some, or not some exotics, some fizzols. More space defenses. New York City. Oh, because the space defenses there apparently got broken.
Making contact.
Good luck saving the world. Just know that we have other plans.
We're damaged. Okay, so this is presumably also the taskbar for fixing it. Cool. They are willing to sell some radioactives. Not much. They're willing to sell us, like, 6 days of radioactives. We'll give them 200 water in exchange. Okay, we'll go see if we can get it from someone else, because 40 per agent action is a little low. China takes control of a region. Bangladesh takes control of a region. Revolution in the alien administration. Lead elements of the popular uprising have entered the alien capital of Bellum and have cast down the overseers of the alien administration and their puppet human supporters. Casualties have been high, but the provisional human government is establishing control over liberated territories. The aliens still control some regions, however, and are building new command centers there. Okay, so a big chunk of India has gained its independence. A bit of Iran has gained its independence. So, still quite a bit of alien control, and they're still quite revolutionary.
Offering support.
In theory, I just got a bunch of territory as well, which caused our command points to rise. And maybe we should go around and try to figure out all the places I do now have control of things. And tell them to be more smart with what they're doing. Pakistan. If the AA is destroyed, can it be reconstituted, or is it done for good? It can be reconstituted, I believe. However, I think for regions to peacefully join the AA, the alien administration, it needs a certain level of abductions. And I believe when you kick provinces out of the AA, you remove some abductions. So if you're squashing it enough, the aliens can't just immediately turn around necessarily and replace it. Or the servants can't turn around and replace it, depending upon which faction is more involved in keeping that AA around. Okay, so that looks to be the stuff in the old world. Probably got a bunch of stuff in the new world. Yeah, we got Argentina as well. And I suppose it also depends upon how your alien administration was formed, right? If it's formed by alien armies, obviously the aliens will have to bring new armies from space down to restart it. So it is definitely a significant setback to the aliens if you can actually end the alien administration. Although most of the time when you get a revolution like that, if you're doing it with counselors, you're just going to have bits break off, not actually completely destroy the nation. You won't be able to do the last territory that way. Which does mean, oh no, this AA, we've least luckily kept the alien administration from getting any nukes. They don't have any nukes yet. They can, in fact, get nukes, and they will use them if they have them. Which can make it a little bit hard to take the last territory, if you have to send armies into nuclear weapons.
Things are stabilizing.
But yeah, the same requirements to reconstitute is the same
people will
requirements
be
to
free.
make a new one.
Death to tyrants.
Whoops. We don't need to be raising the rest in...
is coming.
Generating some rest in places that were previously parts of the alien administration but aren't currently anymore. All that new territory helped with our boost problem. At the drawback of now I've got a bunch of random stuff all over the place. I'm still finding bits and pieces of. And of course, lots of it still has servant favor, servant power. So I wouldn't be surprised if the servant starts trying to take bits off of me. Oh yeah, let's have you try to go say hello to someone else. We did Exodus. Let's see if the initiative has got any
Standing by for orders.
radioactives for me to use. Do we keep trying to raise unrest in the alien administration? It's come down hard due to revolutions, and apparently the aliens coming out in force to do stabilize missions, but it wouldn't be hard to cause another revolution, I suppose. We keep up with that. Let's try to go that route. They're now much smaller, so I can spend a lot less ops. So yeah, I should probably continue the process, trying to get them to revolt into fragments while they're easy.
The people will rise.
Ready for orders.
Standing by for orders. The government must fall.
Stabilizing Haiti. We're trying to discuss one of the other factions. And I suppose where I've got boost, I should probably go ahead and grab another, or develop another one of my habitats up there, right? So here we did space, media, and what was the third one? Xeno. Let's pick a empty station. Properly empty station. There we go. It's another admin complex, agriculture complex, battle station.
Okay, I'm gonna verify it right now. Your helmet is locked. It's alive.
And we did energy. We did info and life.
Alive. It's locked. Flaps are down and back. Your sleeve is locked.
I do now have enough boost. I can probably get away with affording 3 space hospitals with the money. Yeah, we'll build 3 of those. These don't necessarily need to be an interface orbit. I'm just in an interface orbit here because I am. Yeah, and then we'll do materials and military, and then try to source the power. Okay, so once again, that should be something I can power entirely with solar farms, so I will, as tempting it is to run fusion, we'll hold off on the fusion. If we want to run less stations, the fusion would be the way to go, but we've got a bunch of unupgraded stations that I should probably actually put stuff in, and not just leave empty. So that'll get a second station going. Well, I suppose we don't pay the, we probably don't pay the boost cost on the space hospitals until they're built. You pay the crew cost, but you apparently don't pay the monthly support. Or I'm heavily underestimating how much boost I'm getting. Yeah, because extra significantly jumped the boost cost. Guess it doesn't just apply until it's working. Your counselors. World Health Organization, if we were trying to do... Well, we are doing a bunch of welfare, would be tempting. I don't think we got anyone who can put it on now. Probably more persuasion. Okay, so you have 2 spaces. So the who is 3, so what would we bump to make that work? Could bump that. That would leave us a little bit low on espionage, but you're technically not my espionage guy. You're technically my investigate guy, so we could do that. Leave us short when investigate, but even that wouldn't be too bad. Although, no, we're a little low on money, and I don't care enough about welfare. I'm gonna pass on that. I was tempted, though. Very tempted. Okay. Let's confirm assignments and get moving. Oh, I've been not paying enough attention. Before I get going too much, I should put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a part up tomorrow. Let me respond to the Twitch comments before I put the part back in. Well, I thought that if they were opposed to nuking people since it was more or less happening to them. I don't think, as you can kind of see with the alien administration, they don't build the bomb, right? So if they inherit the bomb, they'll defensively set it off. I imagine it's more the human collaborators deploying the nuclear weapons defensively than the aliens per se, when it comes to the aliens. But yeah, so the I don't think the alien administration builds nukes. They'll use them if they've got them, but they don't build them. Although that might have changed. That was something they used to do, and it might have been something they nerfed. Because yeah, the alien administration can collect a lot of nukes if they start inheriting some of the more nuclear armed nations. But yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a part up tomorrow. I let this part obviously go a bit too long. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back for recording another part after I take a short break to set up the team. So I'll be right back. Until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.